His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa received a telephone call from the Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas. During the call, President Abbas affirmed his country's solidarity with Bahrain and strongly condemned the hostile missile attacks from Iran targeting Bahraini territory, emphasizing Palestine's support for Bahrain in all measures it takes to preserve its sovereignty, security and stability. His Majesty the King expressed deep appreciation and gratitude for the position of the State of Palestine and for the solidarity and support expressed by President Abbas towards Bahrain. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa received a telephone call from U.S. President Donald Trump, during which the U.S. President condemned the Iranian aggression targeting the territory of Bahrain, affirming the U.S. support and solidarity with the kingdom and its readiness to provide all forms of support in the measures it takes to protect its sovereignty, security and stability. He praised the developments witnessed by Bahrain during the prosperous reign of His Majesty the King, noting the developmental and cultural achievements in various fields and the comprehensive development witnessed by the kingdom in various areas, which has strengthened its regional and international standing. The U.S. President also expressed pleasure at the level of developments in relations between the two friendly countries and the continuous progress and close cooperation in various fields, affirming his country's keenness to continue strengthening cooperation in a manner that serves mutual interests and fulfills the aspirations of the two friendly peoples. His Majesty the King praised the deep-rooted historical partnership between the two friendly countries, which is based on long history of close relations, cooperation and joint coordination at all levels to achieve common goals and aspirations. His Majesty expressed appreciation for the positions of the President and his solidarity and support for Bahrain. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa received a telephone call from Russian President Vladimir Putin. During the call, President Putin expressed his country's full solidarity and support for the kingdom, strongly condemning the Iranian attack targeting the kingdom's territory. He affirmed the mobilization of all readiness and capabilities of Russia to support Bahrain in all measures it takes to preserve its sovereignty and safeguard its security and stability. His Majesty affirmed that the people of Bahrain are peaceful and believe in tolerance and coexistence, and that the kingdom remains committed to the path of peace and supports everything that enhances security and stability in the region and the world. His Majesty expressed appreciation for the positions of Russia and the sincere sentiments of support conveyed by President Putin towards Bahrain. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa received a telephone call from President of Kazakhstan, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev. During the call, President Tokayev expressed his country's full solidarity with Bahrain and its condemnation of the Iranian attacks that targeted it. He affirmed his country's support for all measures taken by the kingdom to safeguard its sovereignty, security and stability. His Majesty the King expressed his sincere thanks and appreciation to Kazakhstan for its positions towards Bahrain and for the sincere sentiments of solidarity conveyed by the President. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa received a telephone call from Cypriot President Nikos Christodoulidis. The Cypriot President expressed his country's solidarity with Bahrain, affirming Cyprus' condemnation of the Iranian attack that targeted the kingdom, its steadfast support for Bahrain and its backing of all measures undertaken to safeguard its sovereignty, security and stability. His Majesty the King expressed appreciation for the positions and solidarity of Cyprus and for the solidarity conveyed by its President. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa received a telephone call from the Iraqi Prime Minister Mohammed Shayya al-Sudani. The Iraqi Prime Minister affirmed his country's solidarity with Bahrain and condemned the Iranian aggression that targeted its territory. He emphasized Iraq's readiness to provide all forms of support to Bahrain in the measures it takes to safeguard its sovereignty, security and stability. His Majesty expressed appreciation for Iraq's positions and for the sincere sentiments of support expressed by the Iraqi Prime Minister towards the kingdom. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa received a telephone call from Prime Minister of India Narendra Modi. During the call, the Indian Prime Minister expressed his country's full solidarity with Bahrain, condemning the Iranian aggression against it and supporting the kingdom in all measures it takes to preserve its sovereignty, security and stability. His Majesty the King affirmed that the people of Bahrain are peaceful and believe in tolerance and coexistence, and that the kingdom's approach is to adhere to the path of peace and support everything that enhances security and stability in the region and the world. His Majesty expressed gratitude and appreciation for India's supportive stances and the solidarity expressed by the Prime Minister. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa received a telephone call from Chairman of the Libyan Presidential Council of Libya, Dr. Mohammed Al Menfi. During the call, Dr. Al Menfi expressed Libya's solidarity with Bahrain and condemned the Iranian attacks targeting it. He affirmed his country's full support for the measures taken by the kingdom to protect its sovereignty, security and stability. His Majesty affirmed that the people of Bahrain are peaceful and believe in tolerance and coexistence, and that the kingdom remains committed to the path of peace and supports everything that enhances security and stability in the region and the world. His Majesty also expressed gratitude and appreciation for the support of Libya and the genuine solidarity conveyed by Dr. Al Menfi. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa received a telephone call from Chairman of the Transitional Sovereignty Council of Sudan, Lieutenant General Abdel Fattah Abdel Rahman Al Burhan. Lieutenant General Al Burhan expressed Sudan's solidarity with Bahrain and condemned the Iranian attacks targeting it, affirming his country's support for all measures taken by Bahrain to safeguard its sovereignty, security and stability. His Majesty affirmed that the people of Bahrain are peaceful and believe in tolerance and coexistence, and that Bahrain remains committed to the path of peace and supports everything that enhances security and stability in the region and the world. His Majesty also expressed his sincere gratitude and appreciation for the support Sudan and the genuine solidarity expressed by Lieutenant General Al Burhan. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa chaired the weekly cabinet meeting at Gdaybiya Palace. The cabinet reviewed the latest regional developments following the hostile Iranian attacks targeting Bahrain and several allied countries, underlining that Bahrain's safety and security are upheld as a result of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa's strategic vision, which has developed a robust national system that safeguards sovereignty and protects Bahrain's establishments. The cabinet affirmed Bahraini national unity under the leadership of His Majesty the King, emphasizing their trust in the measures undertaken by Bahrain, reflecting national solidarity and responsibility. It commended the Bahrain Defense Force air defense systems for successfully intercepting and neutralizing the threats of several ballistic missiles and hostile Iranian drones targeting Bahrain. The cabinet noted the BDF's combat readiness, highlighting its advanced defense systems and its commitment to preserving the country's airspace and ensuring the security of its citizens and residents. The cabinet also commended the efforts of the Ministry of Interior and the Civil Defense in swiftly responding to the hostile Iranian attacks. It directed the Ministry of Industry and Commerce to continue its coordination with the private sector to ensure the continued availability of goods for citizens and residents in light of the current developments. The cabinet also instructed the ministry to set up market inspections to monitor price stability following a briefing by the Minister of Industry and Commerce confirming the sustainability of basic commodity supplies and adequate stockpiles to meet demands. During the meeting, the cabinet also emphasized the readiness of medical staff to provide medical services under all circumstances, while also expressing its appreciation to media personnel for their relentless efforts in raising awareness and keeping the public informed of the latest developments. The cabinet commended the unified efforts of citizens and residents, their strong sense of national responsibility, and their cooperation with the relevant authorities. The meeting expressed its pride in the national workforce across various sectors as part of Team Bahrain, whose determination enables them to confront challenges and remain at the forefront of Bahrain's progress. The cabinet stressed that the safety of citizens and residents remains a top priority, in line with the readiness of the defense, security, and civilian institutions to address various developments firmly and responsibly. The cabinet underscored the importance of adhering to laws and regulations, stressing that they will be strictly enforced against violators to safeguard public safety and preserve community unity. The cabinet expressed its condolences to the family of the deceased and wished of a swift recovery to the victims of a result of the hostile Iranian attacks. The cabinet strongly condemned and denounced the hostile Iranian missile attacks targeting Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Qatar, Kuwait, Jordan, and Cyprus. The cabinet reiterated that Bahrain retains its legitimate right to respond and take the necessary measures to preserve its sovereignty in coordination with its partners. The cabinet expressed its gratitude to allied countries for their support for Bahrain in ensuring its security and stability following the hostile Iranian attacks, and stressed its solidarity with countries that have been similarly targeted. The cabinet outlined that using ballistic missiles on unmanned aerial vehicles and targeting civilian infrastructure and private properties is a blatant disgrace for humanitarian international law, in particular the principles of distinction and proportionality, adding that these attacks constitute a serious threat to regional safety and security. The cabinet emphasized that Bahrain, led by His Majesty the King, remains steadfast in support for peace and regional and international stability, and continues to advocate dialogue as the right approach to resolving disputes and establishing the principles of good neighborliness and mutual respect between countries, contributing to reduce tension and enhance security for the people of the region. The cabinet then reviewed several memoranda submitted by ministerial committees and ministers, approving the following: a draft law allowing the renewal of building permits with an additional allowance of 3 years, extending the total validity period for 4 years; a draft regarding the cooperation agreements in maritime transport and navigation between the government of Bahrain and the government of Jordan; a memorandum of understanding on a framework for cooperation in the field of anti-doping in sports between the Bahrain National Anti-Doping Organization and the National Health Regulatory Authority; the government's response to several proposals submitted by the Council of Representatives. The cabinet also reviewed the following: follow-up on the outcomes of the 46th session of the GCC; developments on the implementation of the Ministry of Legal Affairs priorities in light of the Government Programme 2023 to 2026; the latest developments in the advancement of government services. The cabinet then reviewed the following ministerial reports: the outcomes of the 50th extraordinary meeting of the GCC Ministerial Council; the external engagements of ministers, as well as visits undertaken by ministers of various countries to Bahrain during March 2026. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa met with several ministers to discuss the latest developments. His Royal Highness met with the Minister of Interior, General Sheikh Rashid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, Minister of the Prime Minister's Court, His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, Minister of Finance and National Economy, Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, Minister of Municipalities Affairs and Agriculture, Wael bin Nasser Limbarak, Minister of Health, Dr. Jalila bint Sayyid Jawad Hassan, and Minister of Industry and Commerce, Abdullah bin Adil Fakhro. His Royal Highness was briefed on the latest developments concerning the security situation in Bahrain following the recent hostile Iranian attacks, as well as the ongoing efforts of the defense and security authorities to reinforce security and stability, uphold the rule of law, and safeguard the well-being of citizens and residents. His Royal Highness affirmed that Bahrain, under the leadership and directives of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, continues to drive forward efforts to preserve and uphold security and stability within Bahrain. His Royal Highness noted that the current hostilities are being closely monitored, with particularly measures in place to ensure the continued safety and security of Bahrain. His Royal Highness also reviewed the latest health measures, including the readiness of medical personnel and the efforts undertaken to ensure the continued delivery of healthcare services at full operational capacity and the highest standards, ensuring that citizens and residents have access to essential medical care under all circumstances. His Royal Highness reviewed the stability of local markets, underscoring the importance of ensuring the sustainability of essential supplies and the ongoing monitoring of supply chains to ensure the smooth flow of trade and prevent any disruptions. While His Royal Highness was also briefed on the municipal services sector and plans to address this sector and the effects of the current situation and to maintain service levels across the various governorates, ensuring the continuity of essential services that directly impact the lives of citizens and residents. His Royal Highness highlighted the importance of cooperation between various entities to respond to developments effectively, affirming that the safety of citizens and residents is a key priority. His Royal Highness noted that Bahrain's institutions are working in full coordination to ensure stability in line with Bahrain's ongoing developments. The ministers expressed their appreciation for His Royal Highness's commitment to ensuring that various sectors continue to provide the necessary support to citizens and residents. They affirmed the readiness of all teams to carry out their duties to preserve Bahrain's security and stability while continuing to meet the needs of citizens and residents under all circumstances. The GCC Ministerial Council held its 50th extraordinary meeting via video conference, chaired by Dr. Abdul Latif bin Rashid Al Zayani, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Bahrain and current President of the GCC Ministerial Council. The meeting was convened to discuss the Iranian attacks using missiles and drones against the UAE, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, Oman, Qatar and Kuwait. The Ministerial Council reviewed the extensive damage resulting from the treacherous Iranian attacks on these countries, which targeted civilian facilities, service sites and residential areas, causing significant material damage, threatening the safety of lives of citizens and residents, and spreading fear among the population. The Council also discussed the necessary measures and steps to coordinate efforts aimed at restoring security and stability and achieving peace in the region. The Council expressed its rejection and condemnation in the strongest terms of these heinous Iranian attacks targeting GCC countries in addition to Jordan. The Council affirmed that these attacks constitute a serious violation of the sovereignty of these countries, the principles of good neighborliness, and a clear breach of international law and the UN Charter, regardless of any justifications or pretexts. It further stressed that targeting civilians and civilian objects is a grave violation of the rules of international humanitarian law. The Council also expressed full solidarity among the GCC countries and their unified stances in confronting these attacks, stressing that any attack against any member state constitutes a direct attack against all GCC countries. The Council affirmed that GCC countries reserve their legal right to respond in accordance with Article 51 of the UN Charter, which guarantees the right of self-defense in the event of aggression, and to take all necessary measures to safeguard their sovereignty, security, and stability. The Council commended the efficiency and readiness of the armed forces and air defense systems of member states, which successfully intercepted missiles and drone attacks with a high level of professionalism, contributing to neutralizing the threat, mitigating its impact, and protecting lives, facilities, and vital assets. The Ministerial Council affirmed that in light of this unjustified Iranian aggression against GCC countries, they will take all necessary measures to defend their security and stability and to protect their territories, citizens and residents, including the option of responding to the aggression. Despite the numerous diplomatic efforts of GCC countries to avoid escalation and despite their affirmation that their territories would not be used to launch any attacks against Iran, the latter has continued to carry out military operations targeting GCC countries, affecting numerous civilian and residential facilities. The Ministerial Council underscored the necessity of an immediate cessation of these attacks to restore security, peace and stability in the region. It underscored a vital importance of maintaining aerial and maritime security, protecting regional waterways, ensuring the integrity of supply chains, and guaranteeing the stability of global energy markets. The Council asserted that the stability of the Arabian Gulf region is a fundamental pillar of global economic stability and maritime navigation. The Council called upon the international community to strongly condemn and denounce these aggressions. It further urged the UN Security Council to fulfill its responsibilities by taking an immediate and firm stance to prevent these violations which endanger civilian lives and to ensure they are not repeated given their grave repercussions for regional and international peace. The Council expressed the member states' gratitude and appreciation to the brotherly and friendly nations that condemned and denounced the Iranian aggressions, expressing solidarity with the GCC and supporting the measures taken by the Council states to protect their sovereignty, security and stability. The Council noted that the GCC states have always advocated for dialogue, negotiations and the resolution of all issues with Iran, praising the role of Oman in this regard. The Council reaffirmed the importance of dialogue and diplomacy in international relations as a sole path to overcome the current crisis and preserve regional security and the safety of its people. It warned that any escalation would undermine regional security and drag the region toward dangerous trajectories with catastrophic consequences for international peace and security. It expressed its deepest condolences and sincere sympathy to the families of the victims and wished a speedy recovery to the injured. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Abdul Latif Al-Zayani, received a telephone call from Arab and international counterparts who expressed their solidarity with Bahrain and condemned the Iranian missile attacks on the kingdom. They also conveyed their wishes for Bahrain's continued security, stability and peace. Dr. Al-Zayani received calls from Uzbek Foreign Affairs Minister Bakhtiyar Zaidov, Secretary of State for Foreign Commonwealth and Development Affairs of the UK, Yvette Cooper, Minister of Foreign Affairs of African Cooperation and Moroccan Expatriates of Morocco, Nasser Bourita, and Spanish Foreign Affairs Minister José Alvarez. The Foreign Minister expressed appreciation to the ministers for their condemnation of the Iranian missile attacks on Bahrain. He valued their expressions of solidarity and their support for the measures taken by Bahrain to safeguard its security and stability, wishing their country's security, stability and peace. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs, in coordination with the Ministry of Interior, held a diplomatic briefing for the heads and members of diplomatic missions accredited to Bahrain to maintain communication and coordination with the missions. Deputy Chief of Police Major General Dr. Sheikh Hamad bin Mohammed Al Khalifa, in the presence of Under Secretary for Civil Aviation Affairs at the Ministry of Transportation and Telecommunications, Hussein Ahmed Al Shuail, reviewed the latest developments and outlined the security measures taken by the concerned authorities, including the activation of emergency plans and upgrading civil protection measures to safeguard lives, property, security and stability. The Under-Secretary of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for Consular and Administrative Affairs, Ambassador At-Talal Abdussalam Al-Ansari, expressed appreciation to the heads and members of the missions for their continued cooperation and underlined Bahrain's commitment to ensuring the safety and security of citizens and residents. For their part, the heads and members of the diplomatic missions thanked the Ministry of Interior and Foreign Affairs for the comprehensive briefing and praised the national efforts of the kingdom's security authorities in civil protection and maintaining security and stability. Bahrain strongly condemns and denounces the treacherous Iranian missile attacks targeting Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Qatar, Kuwait and Jordan in flagrant violation of their sovereignty, security and stability. These attacks constitute a serious threat to the safety and lives of civilians and residents and demonstrate blatant disregard for international law, established norms and the principles of good neighborliness. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs praised the effectiveness of the air defense systems of Bahrain and the other brotherly Arab states, which intercepted and drowned a number of missiles while others struck certain sites and facilities. The ministry affirmed that the armed forces in these states remain fully prepared to deter any attacks that threaten the security and safety of brotherly Arab states and violate their sovereignty and independence. The ministry called on the international community to condemn these criminal aggressions and to take an immediate and decisive stance that hold these hostile attacks that endanger the lives of civilians and residents. It reaffirmed that the states retain their legitimate right to respond and take the necessary measures to preserve their sovereignty, security, stability, and the safety of their citizens and residents. The National Communications Center has announced that the missile air defense system of Bahrain's defense force have successfully and with considerable efficiency intercepted a new wave of hostile attacks comprising Iranian ballistic missiles and unmanned aerial vehicles directed at Bahrain. The total number of hostile projectiles amounted to 70 missiles and 59 drones. The center emphasized that the targeting of civilian sites and private property by ballistic missiles and unmanned aerial vehicles constitutes a grave violation of Bahrain's sovereignty and a flagrant breach of international law and established norms. It reaffirmed that the kingdom reserves its full legal right to respond and to take all measures necessary to safeguard its sovereignty, stability, and the safety of its citizens and residents. The center further clarified that limited debris resulting from the interception operations at certain locations was dealt with immediately by the relevant authorities in accordance with established protocols. It noted that monitoring and surveillance operations are ongoing through a fully integrated system maintained at the highest level of readiness, efficiency, and vigilance. The National Communications Center reiterated the importance of adhering to guidance issued by the competent authorities, being careful in sharing information, sourcing information exclusively from official channels, and refraining from circulating rumors or inaccurate reports, all of which contribute to reinforcing public awareness and a sense of national responsibility in light of current situation. And to speak more on this topic, member of the Foreign Affairs, Defense and National Security Committee and the Human Rights Committee at the Shura Council, Nancy Khduri, gave us this statement.
The continuous missile attacks targeting vital sites in the Kingdom of Bahrain represents a hostile behavior that is rejected and strongly condemned and is contrary to the norms of international law and the principles of good neighborliness, as targeting national facilities is a direct violation of the sovereignty and security of the state. The kingdom's air defense systems have been able to successfully intercept and destroy waves of hostile missiles and drones, thanks to the high level of readiness and efficiency demonstrated by the Bahrain Defense Force in cooperation with the competent security authorities, which reflects the level of coordination and advanced planning that ensures the safety of our territory and the safety of everyone living on this precious land. The Kingdom of Bahrain, despite its strong condemnation of these attacks, will remain steadfast in its approach to calm, restraint, and respect for dialogue based on its regional responsibility and its keenness on the security and stability of the region. The Kingdom of Bahrain, along with the GCC states, strongly condemn and deplore these blatant attacks, considering that they are an unacceptable violation of the sovereignty of states and the principles of international law. Bahrain's support for a just and sustainable peace has never changed, that it always seeks it through its initiatives and diplomatic endeavours to strengthen regional security and stability to serve the people of the region. We commend the wisdom of the policy of the Kingdom of Bahrain under the leadership of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and the efforts of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Prime Minister, and we appreciate the great role played by the Bahrain Defence Force in cooperation with the Minister of Interior in ensuring the safety of citizens and residents, taking precautionary measures and ensuring the smooth flow of public life. I would also like to take the opportunity to thank all the GCC leaders and the other leaders of the world who were in touch with His Majesty to affirm their support to the Kingdom of Bahrain at this challenging time.
Industry and Commerce Minister Abdullah Fakhru carried out field inspections of retail outlets, warehouses and major markets to assess the availability of essential goods and monitor price stability amid current developments. Conducted in coordination with the Bahrain Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the visits included meetings with traders and suppliers in the food and consumer goods sector. The inspections form part of ongoing efforts to monitor market conditions, ensure adequate supplies of basic commodities, and maintain stable prices. Observations indicated that markets continue to have sufficient stock across a range of goods, with prices remaining stable and no unjustified increases observed. This reflects the resilience of supply chains, the effectiveness of market oversight, and the commercial sector's contribution to economic stability. The Ministry of Industry and Commerce affirmed that the inspection campaigns will be intensified to protect consumer interests. Legal action will be taken against violations such as hoarding, failure to market products, or attempts to manipulate prices. The ministry also reassured the public of the stability of the kingdom's supply situation and urged citizens and residents to report any issues affecting product availability or supply continuity. In light of current developments, the Ministry of Industry and Commerce confirmed the availability of essential food commodities in local markets and the existence of a sufficient and secure strategic stockpile to meet market needs. More in this report.
Amid the rapidly evolving regional developments and security tensions resulting from Iranian attacks in the region, Bahrain stands reassured by its commitment, affirming that its food security is stable and that market shelves remain well stocked, as citizens and residents alike have come to expect. The Ministry of Industry and Commerce clarified that Bahrain's food stocks are available in sufficient quantities to meet daily consumption needs, supported by sound strategic plans and continuous supply chains that have remained uninterrupted despite the evolving global challenges. The ministry continues to monitor markets and regulate supply chains to ensure the smooth flow of essential goods to consumers while maintaining oversight efforts to guarantee price stability and prevent any monopolistic practices. The ministry emphasized that there is no need for panic buying or stockpiling of food supplies. Such behavior does not reflect reality and could create undue pressure on the markets. Bahrain possesses the readiness and expertise to meet demand without any shortages or disruptions. The message today is clear and reassuring. The food situation in Bahrain is stable, essential goods are available, and the relevant authorities are monitoring the situation closely. With a strong sense of public awareness, Bahrain remains a model of balance in the face of adversity, where food security is built not on excessive hoarding, but on trust, solidarity, and good management.
The Ministry of Interior announced that a fire broke out in a brood of foreign vessels undergoing maintenance at Salman Industrial City after debris from an intercepted missile fell on the site. The incident resulted in the death of an Asian worker and left 2 others seriously injured. Authorities confirmed that the fire was brought under control and fully extinguished. The Ministry of Interior announced that the Iranian aggression targeted a marine facility near Salman port. The Ministry of Interior affirmed through its official account on X that the civil defense carried out procedures to control the fire. The Ministry of Interior announced that the Anti-Cybercrime Directorate at the General Directorate of Anti-Corruption and Economic and Electronic Security had arrested a 35-year-old individual for misusing social media. The individual filmed clips related to the Iranian aggression targeting more than one location and published them through his account on social media platforms in a manner that constitutes a legal violation and is liable to harm security and public order. The Directorate confirmed that the necessary legal procedures are being completed in preparation for referring the aforementioned individual to the public prosecution. The National Institution for Human Rights is closely monitoring the current developments facing Bahrain, particularly the Iranian attacks targeting the kingdom's security and territorial integrity and directly threatening the safety of citizens and residents. The institution affirmed that the protection of the right of life, personal security and physical safety is a fundamental right guaranteed by the National Constitution and the International Human Rights Conventions to which Bahrain is party. It stresses that any attack targeting civilians or endangering them in a grave violation of international law, especially international humanitarian law, which prohibits targeting civilian populations and civilian objects under any circumstances. The institution praises the efforts of the state agencies in dealing with these circumstances and the comprehensive measures taken to protect citizens and residents and to strengthen security and stability. The NIHR calls on all citizens and residents to act with awareness and national responsibility to fully comply with the instructions and guidelines issued by the authorities and to cooperate with the relevant agencies in a manner that helps protect the lives and property and preserve security and stability. The institution reiterated its commitment to supporting all efforts that enhance the security and safety of society and to continue in its oversight and advisory role within its legal mandate to ensure the protection of human rights in all circumstances. Within an integrated national system for managing exceptional circumstances, the Ministry of Education continues to operate the remote learning system until further notice. More in this report.
As a precautionary measure to ensure students' safety and the stability of the academic year, the remote learning system has been reactivated, building upon a well-established digital infrastructure that has enabled students to continue their education effectively in previous stages. This step is part of Bahrain's proactive approach to managing exceptional circumstances, as past experiences have demonstrated the efficiency of the kingdom's digital educational infrastructure and its ability to seamlessly transition between different learning methods without compromising the quality of educational outcomes. With the technological infrastructure in place and the readiness of educational staff, students are continuing their studies from home through virtual classrooms and approved platforms in a safe learning environment that balances the demands of the current situation with students' right to education, which includes all early childhood education institutions, public and private schools, and higher education institutions. Between prioritizing safety and ensuring the continuity of education, the Bahraini experience once again stands out as a model of preparedness and rapid response to changes.
Ministries and government entities have activated remote work at a rate of 70% across to enhance business continuity and ensure the continued provision of public services. Digital government services continue to operate through the national platform, the MyGov app, allowing citizens and residents to complete their transactions online. More in this report.
As part of its efforts to ensure the continuity of government operations, the Kingdom of Bahrain continues to support institutional performance and the provision of public services through an integrated digital system. This approach was reflected in the activation of remote work at a rate of 70%, while continuing to provide public services without interruption. In this context, the Information and E-Government Authority confirmed the readiness of the digital system to ensure the continuity of essential services, including identity card and civil registration, among others. These services continue to operate through Bahrain's national portal and the MyGov app, enabling citizens and residents to complete their transactions online. Remote support channels were also provided, along with the possibility of booking appointments to obtain support via video calls with representatives of the authority to assist individuals who may face difficulties in using digital services. Service centers continue to provide their services with limited attendance based on a prior appointment system in conjunction with the operation of self-service centers around the clock. This coincided with the Civil Service Bureau's announcement of the activation of 70% remote working in ministries and government agencies, with the exception of vital sectors that require physical presence or are related to emergency tasks. This reflects administrative and technical readiness that allows a large part of government work to be carried out without complete reliance on physical presence. This transition to remote working is the result of accumulated investments in digital infrastructure, the integration of government databases, and the development of service delivery platforms, which contributed to the continuity of vital services and enhanced operational response efficiency in exceptional circumstances.
As part of the precautionary civil protection measures to enhance public safety, the General Notifications and Sirens Alerts feature is available on the MyGov app. To ensure you activate this feature, please update MyGov app through the official stores in iOS, Android and Huawei devices or bahrain.bh/apps. Then click on the settings at the bottom of the screen and enable the General Notifications feature, designated for emergency alerts.
In line of the hostile Iranian attacks on the Kingdom of Bahrain, government hospitals have confirmed the activation of their emergency plans and raised the level of readiness in various vital departments, particularly emergency, intensive care and support services, noting the availability of medical and nursing staff and the necessary supplies to deal with any developments, thereby ensuring the continuity of highly efficient health services.